Hello everyone, my name is Julio and I'm here today because I would like to talk to you about the C2 test of the Goethe Institute. First of all, I would like to explain why I decided to do this video in English and not in Portuguese as I did all of them before, and not in German as well. I decided to make this video I decided not to make it in Portuguese because um, I did all the videos before in Portuguese, and I have realized when I saw the statistics on YouTube that a lot of people just stopped watching the video by 10 or 15 seconds. And I suppose that a lot of people did it because they were not able to understand Portuguese. So the title was in German, so they were attracted to the videos, and then they realized that they could understand what I was saying. And there are so many people who speak English in the world, so a lot of Brazilians as well who also speak English and also learn German as a third language, that I just decided to make it in English in order to reach more people and to give this message to more people, to make it more accessible to more people who maybe they don't even speak English as a first language, but they speak English as a second language, and they're learning German as the third or the fourth language that they're learning. So that's why I think it would reach more people, and I think that I would be able to help more people by doing the video in English. But then you might be asking yourself, okay, Julio, so if you're gonna talk about the C2 test, why don't you make the video in German? Because people who are gonna make the C2 test should speak to that should be able at least to understand this kind of video in German. And I decided to do it because some people who will watch it are still not at the level of doing the situ test. They want to see how it is. They want to understand how the test is, and we want to hear an experience of someone who did it. And I think this is very important to break the myth that the test is just too hard or just impossible, for example. That we talk about it and show, like, guys, and show my own example. For example, I was born and raised in Brazil. I couldn't I just learned Portuguese when I was I've listened, like, Portuguese is my mother language, and I learned English when I was there, and then I actually learned German as well before I come here to Germany, and then and now it's been 4 years that I live here. I took the test a few weeks ago and I passed it in a test, and that's why I would like to share my experience with you. The very first reason of why I recommend people to do the C2 test and do not be very afraid of it is because you can actually do the module where you failed, for example, if you fail in a module. So you have four parts of the test, not right? So the first part, like the reading, the writing, the listening, and the speaking. So if you fail in one of these parts, you were able to do just this part where you failed. So in my case, it happened. That was what happened to me. I passed in everything excepting for the writing. I got, like, I don't remember exactly how, like, which score I got it, but it was around 50%. And some in every for in order for you to pass in a test, you need to have at least 60%. So it took me a few months again to be able to organize my life again, because I am studying at the university here. So it was very complicated to find, like, a day where I could travel to this town, where to the city where I did a test. So it took me a few months actually to organize everything again. And I finally did it a few weeks ago, and I could just do the part where I failed. And but the second time that I did it, I passed it. I passed it in a test, and I got like 90%. And yeah, it was exactly 90% of the writing part. So I got, like, another certificate, and now I have like four different certificates, which is one certificate for each area of the test, and when they're together, they are equivalent to the C2 level. So if you pass in the first time, they will just give you one certificate, which is a very good thing actually. But if you don't pass in the first time, you can just do the parts where you failed again. Let's suppose you pass in two parts and you need to do two again. That's totally fine. And the good thing is, at least with me, for example, you don't really have to pay the whole price. So if you fail in one part, I had to pay like 100 euros instead of 300 again. So this is also like a very good incentive to try again. So now I will talk about this test for about each part of the test and give some tips that I learned during my preparation and show you some books that I use in order to pass in the test, to prepare myself for the test. And I hope you will like it, and I hope you will follow the next videos as well. If you guys have any kind of question, just ask them here. You can write on the comments. You can send me an email or a private message here on YouTube, and I will gladly answer them if I know the answer, of course. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you will like it, and I hope you have very good test and you get a very good result on your test. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and hope to see you soon. Bye.